What up, what up, what up? Nobody watching this right now, but we're only really doing this so that, let me back up a little bit, so that you can come watch it at your own leisure. But what we got here is a 20 card PSA sub, my latest one. Took a month off there and didn't do any big ones because it was taking me a while because I feel like quality control on cards right now is at an all-time low, or at least it was for like the last 10 good releases of products. Like Topps Series 1 was trash, Topps Chrome was trash, Topps Update Chrome was really trash, Bowman Chrome was trash, Mosaic was trash, Prism was trash. All of them had like really piss poor quality control. And so you basically, it was harder to get gems and build up 10 to 20 of them quickly. So I did a 20 card sub, and I sent one of the cards was for somebody else, but otherwise I did pretty good with this sub, and multiple cards in this sub are rare enough to be pop one, so I was pretty excited about that. So I think overall the sub cost me like 375, and I think I'll make that off of a few cards in this sub. So probably just actually one card I could make that off of. But yeah, so that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Cards are harder to find in gradable condition out of packs right now. So basically, it takes way too long to get enough. But I'm good enough at this that when I do send, I get like a 99% gem rate. So that's why it takes me a while to build up enough cards to send, because I'm not just sending anything and everything. I'm very picky. And you'll see here that besides the card that I sent for somebody else, every single card out of the 20 cards I sent, except for one of them, got a 10. So I know what I'm looking for at this point. PSA made the boxes way easier, so that's cool. And so there we go. If you watch my other videos, I struggle greatly to open these boxes. Let's get this piece of paper out of there before it shows an address or something. And then you guys could all send me free stuff. All right, look at that brick of cards there. Do we put that up there for advertising purposes? All right. There we go. We got a nice brick of cards. I'll probably knock Brian Dawkins off of there at some point, so be prepared for that. Okay, let's go right from the front here. Some of these, ooh, let's go from the other side. You can't just put my guy right out there in the front. All right, here we go. First card, Jamar Chase, Blue Reactive PSA 10. I bought this from Sports America Card Shop in Mechanicsburg because I feel like some shops, and I've identified several of them, that just don't grade cards. So you can just go in and buy cards that you know are going to gem. And they had a pile of Jamar Chases there. They actually had two of these. They were both gemmable. I only took one of them. The orange disco they had was really off-centered. So I took that, bought it for like $15 from them, gemmed it, and now it's worth over $100. So that's cool. This was the one card that I did not gem out of this submission. Yason Marobel, Mojo First Chrome Refractor. I don't know. That's the first 8 I've ever gotten. So not only, I must have just missed something so major that I don't know. Like, I don't know what it was. But something like really major must have been on there. I've never gotten below a 9. I'm at like a 93 or 94% gem rate. And now all of a sudden I just get a random 8. But that's the only, like I said, that's the only card of mine. 18 out of 19 of these, I got gems. All right, here we go. Bought this from the Harrisburg Card Show from, another alleged expert. He had a stack of Jalen's there. These select field level are the rarest of the four, or the 4 levels of select. It's not numbered or anything, but that card comes in around $80 to $100 now. I sold a Joe Burrow of that a few years back for like $200. Very happy about that when you can buy a card raw for $5 at a card show and grade it for $15 and turn it into a $100 card. That's always a win to me. And I might just keep that because I don't know. I have a hard time selling Jalen Hurts cards. All right, few Topps holiday cards here. Now, these aren't worth a ton, but I opened a bunch of this, and I just wanted to have like one Topps version of every of the big rookies, so I got all of them. I got Wander Franco there. I got Bobby Witt, and of course, like what I mean by that is like each version. Like I graded an update version, a holiday version, and yada yada. So I want to have like each version. For Wander, I think I also did the team set variation, which has a low pop count. We also got a Julio in there. His stuff has been dropping because he started off slow, God forbid. And then this one is actually Torkelson, but it's actually the SP with the candy cane sleeve. And so that one's a little bit more rare, but these don't hold a ton of value. I'm going to get like 40, 50 bucks out of each of these. But my theory on that is always have some low end stuff because kids are, it's easier to talk your parents into $50 than it is $150. So that's kind of my thinking on that. So I got some fresh baseball stuff to add to the collection for Sunday's show. And this is great timing on this because this is coming 3 or 4 days before the next card show. So I'll have these available at the Shippensburg show here this weekend. This card I pulled 2 years ago. I just kind of kept it because it's a numbered Devontae Smith. Not usually big on non-quarterbacks as far as keeping them, but I did hold a bunch of Devontae Smith stuff because I'm an Eagles fan, and so this one got held. Eventually, I just thought, let's grade it because it's rare enough. Well, now it's Pop 2. There's only 2 of these in existence, and I've got one of them, so it's one of his rare numbered graded rookie cards now. There's only 2 of these available in the whole world. This was like you're opening a new product this year, and it's like hard to get behind it because you're like, oh yeah, there's just not any good quarterbacks, and like Mosaic's not treating me well. But for the very little bit of Mosaic retail I did open this year, I feel like I did pretty well on it and got some gradables. This Breece Hall, he's going to be a freaking stud next year. He was already the best rookie last year until he tore his ACL. So he's going to dominate this year. And I think he'll go bonkers if they get Aaron Rodgers. So pretty happy with that. I'll probably hold on to it. It's Pop 6 right now. I expect that to jump up a little bit. If you haven't downloaded the PSA app, I highly recommend it. It makes checking grades, and you can go back and check any of the grades you've ever gotten done through PSA on there. But it makes checking grades, and you get pictures of the cards before they even get sent to you, and it shows you the pop count right on there. So that's really convenient. You could pull that up right at a card show as you're looking and see how many of that card are there. And it makes it, you can also be an informed seller because of that. So because these things change so quickly. But like by the time Sunday hits, I bet you this might not even be Pop 6 anymore. It might be Pop 7. So little tidbit there. I'll probably sell it to a Jets fan I know. Another guy I've been grading out of this year because it's, you got to really think outside the box. This is the guy, right? Though, like, to me, it's like the Jets got them all. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Sauce Gardner. I think Sauce Gardner is generational at this position, so we're probably looking at one of the best cornerbacks of all time here, so why not? And it's only a $50 card in a PSA 10. So again, something a Jets fan will want, easy sale. All right, I'm in Central PA. Don't really grade base Mosaic cards too often, but George Pickens, I think he's going to be that dude for the Steelers, and we get a lot of Steelers fans at our shows. So quick cheapie for a Steelers fan, and sometimes you just got to add some cards to make it 20 so that you get that discounted rate. So this is one of them I threw in there. Whatever, 40 bucks I'll probably get for that, and some Steelers fan will be happy to collect that. Another one that a kid will eyeball. This is the guy that I think is the most worthy of grading in this rookie class as far as quarterbacks are concerned. This is the guy I'm prospecting on. This is the guy I thought was the best quarterback heading into that draft. Obviously, he had a terrible senior season. If he had come out 1 year prior to that, he probably would have been the number 1 overall pick. But he did the old Jake Locker thing and played poorly as a senior, and he just plummeted down charts. And there really just weren't any good quarterbacks in this class other than him. And so I think a couple other teams force-picked a guy high. I think Kenny Pickett was force-picked high for no reason. But, I actually think this guy's more talented. And he's kind of a little bit more mobile and just I think he's got a better arm. The only thing that he doesn't have is the size, I guess. But this is a guy I would look at. And, again, this is only Pop 6. Somehow, I think because of quality control, not a lot of these got graded. But definitely a guy. And he's their starter heading into week 1. So I made money on Dwayne Haskins. You don't have to be right long-term about the guy to be right about what he's, about making money on him, basically. Trey Lance, still heavily invested in this guy, and only because I think he's talented. And I think he's actually the most talented, like raw talent wise, out of all the guys in that class, and he hasn't gotten a chance to put it on display yet. And I think the 49ers are making somewhat of a mistake if they bail on him for a guy that they only got to see 5 games of, because you know that there's a big thing when it comes to like preparation for a guy. There's a huge advantage you have when nobody knows who the hell you are, right? And you can let that ride. You've seen pitchers in baseball do it until a scouting report's developed. You know, Rick Meyer was a great quarterback his rookie year until they watched the tape, and then they realized this guy can't throw left. That's a big thing. You know, that's just a big gamble for me in just 5 games. But hope they know what they're doing. They'll probably be cute enough to think that they're good enough to pick a good quarterback with the last pick. Like, people love to believe they're good at stuff like that, and I just think they got lucky. All right, Jonathan Clase, another one that I needed to just add to close it out. One of the B-graded prospects from that class. Maybe he'll pop, maybe he won't, but we'll just hold that for a few years. This is the card I sent for my friend. It would have been a banger if it gemmed. I still consider it a banger because at a 9, because there's only 5 of them graded higher than this. And this card is still selling for $425 in a PSA 9. Wish we could have got a 10 for him, but there you go. We do send cards for other people at a small upcharge, and we get them back to you quick. This card is numbered to 250, and he's kind of made it even more rare by putting it in a slab and grading it, and it's just a beauty. So, to me, he still won on that one. Here we go. Everybody was down on this guy at my last card show, and a kid came around and sold this to me for $5, and I sent it in. And of course, baseball season has started now, and Wander Franco is popping off because he's talented, and talent usually prevails at the end of the day. Like, sometimes guys start slow, sometimes they have bad rookie seasons, but at the end of the day, talent usually prevails. So on that same token, if you're noticing that these Julio Rodriguez prices are taking a dip because he's having a bad first month of baseball after winning Rookie of the Year, I would suggest just doubling down and buying more Julio Rodriguez right now while it's cheap, because he's talented. And like I just said, talent usually prevails unless there's some kind of other outside factor like an injury or something outside of the control. There's some exceptions to that. Work ethic can get in the way sometimes, but if you're just basing it on probabilities, I think I would gamble on talent. This is one of my favorite cards I sent out of that set. I love Bowman U, and I was lucky enough to pull a Bryce that was numbered to 199, so I got the bright idea to send it in. I also have the J.J. McCarthy of this that's also going. It's numbered to 199, and he'll actually play another year at Michigan, so I'm more excited about this because Bryce Young, in a couple months, in a few months, he'll have better cards than this, right? But like, this is probably one of his best cards right now, this or his first Chrome. And so that's kind of what I think about Bowman Chrome U, is that these guys, like, now that they're making NIL cards, you're going to get cards of guys that are still playing a couple college seasons. In fact, there's a couple guys in this set that are freshmen, like Travis Etienne's brother. He's actually a freshman at Florida, and I pulled his card out of 299. So he's going to play like 2 or 3 more seasons at Florida, and this will be his best card that entire time. So there's a window there to make money on Bowman U if you think about it and conceptualize what I'm saying and, act on it. Like this Bryce Young, I need to sell this around draft day, because after that, more cards of him in an NFL uniform are going to come out, and this won't be as valuable. That should make sense to you. You understand the idea now. This card is just a PC card, Red Sparkle pack. Josh got it in his pack that he got from Panini in exchange for something. It's actually Pop 1. It's the only one in existence. I'm the only one that has one now, and I will remain the only one that has one because I probably won't sell a Super Bowl year Jalen Hurts that is a Pop 1 unless that pop count jumps up, which I don't anticipate it will, because they didn't really make many of these Red Sparkle packs. So that's that. All right, this one's a PC card. Actually, the last 2 are PC cards, but I'm a Gunner fan. I'm an Orioles fan. I bought a bunch of these, and they were so hard to get one that I thought was worthy to send, but this one is good, and it gemmed, and I will keep it. So that's another PC card. I think the last 3 here probably are, because that one was, and then this really isn't worth anything. But again, I bought like every Jalen Hurts base rookie card his rookie season before he was starting, and every once in a while I just throw one in. That's where that select one came from too. I just throw one in from that pile every once in a while to keep up appearances and keep my slab Jalen Hurts collection growing ever so slightly, even if it is just a base rookies and star. Believe it or not, this card sold for like 50 to 70 bucks, so that's not even a loss. Like base shit like this is still good if you don't mind making, you know, 50 bucks. And to me, like I said, strategy wise, I think a lot more people have $50 in their pocket than they do want to go spend 1,500 at a card show. So if you have some volume to move at this kind of price, you might do better than a guy that has a bunch of high-end stuff. I don't know. Worth looking into. All right, well, that's the whole sub. That's what you got. You got 18 cards that were gemmed, one random PSA 8, and then a PSA 9 that I sent for a friend. I am willing to send 4 people at $30 a card on the value train. Now, of course, I have to cut that off. Now, the one stipulation on that is if you're sending high-value stuff that could get repriced by PSA, you're going to be on the hook for that, not me. As long as you agree to that and we can get that dealt with, then everything will be good. I'll send for you. Don't forget, we got the show coming up April 23rd, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it's going to be our biggest one yet. We are like merely a few tables, or maybe a handful, maybe like 10 tables from being the biggest show in central Pennsylvania. So that's the goal. If you have time, go ahead and stop out. There's going to be over 40 tables of dealers there this time. It'll be our biggest show to date and the biggest card show ever in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. So stop on by, have a good time, and check us out. But hope you enjoyed this. Just another box opening video for you to watch whenever you can. Thanks for watching who did. But everybody take it easy. Have a good one.